Google Hangouts is a virtual communication software that was created by Google as an aspect of Google+. But in 2013, Google Hangouts became its own separate tool. In 2017, Google began the push to develop Hangouts into a product that focused more on use by businesses. It is currently an app in the G Suite product line, and its two key features are Google Chat, which specializes in group chat messaging, and Google Meet, which focuses on video conferencing. With this split into two different products, Google announced that they would be shutting down the classic Hangouts by October 2019. However, Google didn't meet the October date, and due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Hangouts has remained operational. Google does plan to shut down the application sometime in 2020, and Google hopes to replace Hangouts with a new and improved Google Meet that can compete with Zoom. Hangouts has many advantages that make it appealing for small business owners to use. The most obvious advantage is that you can group chat with two or more people via messaging or through video calls. If everyone in the company is utilizing G Suite, this can make it easy to join virtual business meetings with the click of a button. Another advantage for Hangouts is the ability to file share, which pairs very well with Google Drive. The app also allows the user to add or remove contacts, so it's easy to see which employees are in chats with you. The last advantage of the Google Hangouts app is its chat history feature, which can help employees get up to speed if they are missing a meeting, or even if they forgot something that was mentioned during it. They could simply go back into the history to view it. Unfortunately, Google Hangouts also has its fair share of disadvantages and challenges for use in the workplace. Based on my experience trying it out, as well as online reviews of Hangouts by numerous people, the video and audio quality for meetings can be very poor if employees don't have good connections. It's understandable to have technical interruptions, but it seems like Hangouts requires higher bandwidth compared to competition to hold stable meetings. In addition, while Google Hangouts does save your chat history, a disadvantage is that you cannot edit messages that have already been sent. This can be problematic if a user discovers grammatical or spelling mistakes in a sent message, but more importantly, it's concerning if an employee unintentionally posted an inappropriate message into the group chat. Since there is no way to remove the message, it will remain in the company's group chat forever. Also, it seems that Hangouts wasn't made with large corporations in mind. Although up to 150 people can participate in a Google Hangouts chat, only 25 participants can video chat at one time. After asking numerous people who are employed and either working remotely or at an office, I was unable to find anyone who currently uses Google Hangouts. A few did say that their company used Google Hangouts in the past, but switched to a combination of other virtual communication tools such as Zoom, Slack, and Discord. When I inquired about why their company switched from Hangouts, they indicated that the decision wasn't made by them, but added that the tools they're using now are more effective. Others who said they've used Hangouts when they were working on group projects for college did not have any negative comments about the tool. The agency where I'm working for my internship does not use Google Hangouts. Instead, we use Discord, and everyone seems happy with that tool. With more popular virtual communication applications like Slack and Discord, Hangouts sits on the sidelines. Also, in light of Google's plans to eventually discontinue it, I don't think I could recommend Hangouts to my company, even when we utilize G Suite for file sharing. I think this product may be worth recommending for the time being to a group like college students or small businesses that seek a temporary application to communicate casually between employees.
Thank you, Nick, for your presentation on Google Hangouts. My name is Pauline Scott, and today I will be talking briefly about the collaborative tool known as Trello. Trello has been through a few iterations. The way it appears now, which I will be showing you an in-depth video look at on the next slide, is sort of what I think looks like project management method they use called a Scrum, which is basically using different cards and different boards to break down a project step by step and determine what needs to get done, what has priority, etc. With Trello, you can use it in any setting for any application, which is actually part of the problem, but I'll get to that later. So as you can see here, Trello was developed in 2011, so it's quite old, but it's been bought and sold a few times. And right now it's very pretty to look at and it looks easy to use, but it's not intuitive. Lots of companies use it, Google, Fender, Squarespace, lots of big companies, and currently it has 50 million users. So now I'm going to show you a very brief video of Trello in which I did a little recording of kind of going through the different applications. So I'm just going to rewind it real quick here. So this shows you all the different categories you can use it in, what kind of templates they have available, and the templates are beautiful. But again, I'll go through why this isn't the best kind of application for a company to use. So these templates are great. You can colorize everything. They're the personalization on these is huge. So this is what it looks like. You have all these different cards and tabs. You can search the cards, you can open them, you can work on them in a bunch of different ways, slide some from one to the other. Everything can be personalized or edited to be very individualized. So I made my own on 90 Day Fiance. I was just goofing around, obviously. So as you can see, everything is editable. Lots of different ways. You know, you have attachments, due dates, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, here we see the different boards and then the different cards that you can manipulate. And last, would I recommend Trello to my company? I would not recommend Trello. It, unless everyone there had PMI training and project management certification, I would not use this product because it is very not user friendly. It takes a lot to figure out and play around with, and I feel like that time can be better used on the actual project than figuring out this tool for companies to use. Yeah, it's not intuitive. It can be individualized, but then I worry that people are working on too many things at once. So that's what I think of Trello. And if your company uses it, I would love to hear about it. Jack is up next with his look at Miro.
Miro was founded by Andrew Kusid and Oleg Chardin and was officially released June 1st, 2011. The company was originally named Real Time Board, but only few years back it was rebranded and became Miro. So what is Miro? Well, Miro is a visual collaboration software, or in their own words, on their own website, it's an online collaborative whiteboard platform. So what that means is that it's a digital whiteboard that makes it easy to collaborate with others on your team. The software allows you to create notes and designs, move things around, and communicate through embedded video calls or online chats. What they say is that it's perfect for today's world of remote work. So what are the advantages of Miro? Well, Miro is the only platform of the top four visual collaboration platform softwares for small to medium businesses that has no entry level price. It's a clean UX. There are various handy tools inside of the app. It's great for businesses and students, library of templates. You can use it on PC, web, and mobile phones. It's great when your team is out of reach and you need to gather some ideas, and it works even better for the physical presence of people because it forces them to put in a note. You can organize the notes and transform them, etc. You can even see where everybody's mouse cursor is, which, even though isn't required, gives you a nice feeling of collaboration. But you can also turn it off if you'd like. It's free for educators as well, to use with students specifically. It works extremely well with Google Suite, Microsoft 365 Business. It's a great alternative to Smartboard. Well, this slide talks about the different uses for Miro. What are those uses? Well, you can do meetings and workshops, ideation and brainstorming. There's agile workflows. You can do research and design. You can also use it for strategy and planning, mapping and diagramming, and then product management, and then my favorite, mind mapping. That's what I usually use on paper, but it would be great to see that in person and use collaborative software with my other coworkers. So I personally love that one. Slide talks about the disadvantages of using Miro, and I mostly got this information from perusing a bunch of different review boards and looking at the App Store and seeing what people had to say that was negative about Miro. So a lot of people commented that there was poor customer support, which is definitely detrimental for their user base, and hopefully they'll be able to turn that around soon. There's a lot of things within the platform, like the history of changes to the whiteboard. It's not easy to track who did what when, who put that element there, who put it over there, and when was that added, and what was added by John, etc. What this tool doesn't offer is an actual meeting call slash videos, and for that you'd have to use other means to connect. Another thing is it can be a bit of a learning curve for those who don't use the tool every day. And then the final and probably other most mentioned negative review of this platform is that the mobile version performs smoothly. I've seen that throughout many different reviews, but it only works for visualization, so it's a pretty limited platform if you're going to be using it mostly on a mobile phone or device. So here is a list of companies that use Miro. And all of these, I'm sure, or at least a lot of them, I'm sure you've heard of. Dell, Accenture, Netflix, Spotify, Cisco, PwC, TransUnion, Okta, Ernst& Young, ADP, HP, Upwork, and there's a few others that are out there, but these seem to be the most recognizable names. And based on the reviews that I've read through that I previously mentioned, the overall customer reference rating, according to featuredcustomers.com, is 4.8 stars. And so that's a pretty good rating, especially with the type of companies that they're working with. So the current company I work at, Red Circle Inc., which is a recruiting company, does not use the tool Miro. However, after reading through the company website, the numerous reviews, and the stock information on Miro, I think using this tool would definitely help push productivity through the roof. My boss, Mike Melendrez, founder and president of Red Circle, spends a large amount of time using this whiteboard, or using the physical whiteboard in our office, thus making us, the workers, spend a large amount of time looking at said whiteboard. Miro is essentially a whiteboard slash computer hybrid that takes the best of both worlds and blends it together for a seamless user experience. At least based on the reviews I've heard. I've never personally used the tool. But if Red Circle ended up using this software, so much time could be saved and value added instead. We would all be able to collaborate in real time instead of shouting out ideas and waiting for Mike to write them down. At the end of our whiteboard sessions, we could just hit save and come back to it later, instead of having to take a picture of it on our phones and send it through an office-wide email.
Google Hangouts is a virtual community